Welcome to our deep dive on independence versus income, the post-graduation dilemma. As recent graduates enter a challenging job market, they often face a critical choice: sustain costly independence or return home to maximize financial runway. Today, we'll unpack why temporarily delaying self-sufficiency is not failure, but a powerful financial strategy. We'll also explore how flexibility can accelerate your career, plus a practical weekly plan to land your first role. Finally, we'll close with key takeaways and a couple of quick quizzes. Let's begin by outlining what we'll cover. Here is today's agenda. First, we'll quantify why savings beat moving out fast. Next, we'll examine how flexibility amplifies your job search. Then, we'll compare smart versus stress decisions. After that, we'll map a simple budget and trade-offs. We'll also share a weekly blueprint to treat job hunting like a full-time job. Then, we'll cover emergency fund essentials. Finally, we'll reinforce the learning with quick quizzes and wrap up with key takeaways. Now, let's frame the dilemma. The post-graduation dilemma is emotionally charged and financially significant. Do you pay for independence immediately, or do you return home temporarily to build a financial runway? While independence feels validating, strategy is what sustains long-term independence. With that framing, let's quantify the cost of moving out quickly versus saving first. Let's run the numbers. A lifestyle that costs around $1,500 per month amounts to $18,000 per year. If income is unstable or intermittent, that cash burn directly reduces your runway and pressures you to accept the first available job, not the right job. By temporarily moving home, you may eliminate rent, utilities, and groceries, shrinking your monthly burn and allowing you to build an emergency fund. That cushion becomes a career accelerator because it buys time to apply strategically, negotiate, and onboard into roles that fit your skills and goals. In short, savings beat speed. Now, to make this concrete, let's visualize the decision process. This flowchart depicts two primary paths. On the left, moving out now with low savings and uncertain income produces a high burn rate and lower runway. That combination often pushes a quick job choice driven by immediate bills. On the right, moving home temporarily lowers the burn rate, increases runway, and raises flexibility, making relocation easier when the right offer arrives. The emergency fund grows faster, and stress typically drops. The right path is not about dependency. It is about staging for a stronger launch. Next, let's see how flexibility actually affects the job hunt timeline. In a nationwide search, flexibility magnifies your opportunities. A fixed lease can create termination penalties and logistical delays, which may jeopardize or complicate offers in other cities. By maintaining a home base, you can relocate immediately when the right offer lands, converting interviews into acceptances without friction. Prioritize role quality, skill growth, and long-term trajectory over a fixed location during the initial search phase. With flexibility established, let's compare the smart and stressed approaches side by side. On the smart side, moving home temporarily reduces monthly expenses and extends your runway. That leads to a full-time focus on the job search, improved offer quality, active emergency fund growth, and readiness to relocate. On the stress side, moving out quickly increases monthly burn and shortens runway. The pressure to pay bills can force suboptimal job choices, stall savings, and restrict mobility through lease commitments. This comparison is not moral, it is strategic. Next, we will quantify the trade-offs with a simple budget view. This table illustrates a practical scenario. Moving out totals about $1,500 per month, while moving home reduces that to around $150, mostly transportation and phone expenses. That frees roughly $1,350 monthly, or about $16,200 annually. Even if your numbers vary, the pattern holds. A lower burn rate yields a longer runway. With the savings case established, let's turn to execution. How to structure your week like a full-time job seeker. Execution matters. Block 40 hours per week for your search, 5 days at 8 hours each. Aim for 8 to 12 targeted applications per day rather than mass submissions. Each week, conduct 5 to 10 networking outreaches and schedule 2 to 3 informational conversations. Build or polish a portfolio and pursue certifications relevant to your target roles. Track your metrics so you can iterate. Prepare through mock interviews and by tailoring your resume to each posting. Finally, Schedule breaks and exercise to sustain energy and avoid burnout. Next, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. The question is, if your living costs are $1,500 per month without stable income, what is the annual cash burn? The options are $12,000, $18,000, $24,000, and $30,000. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is $18,000. You multiply $1,500 by 12 months to get $18,000. This number represents cash burn without stable income and is central to understanding why delaying independence can extend your runway. Next, let's explore a flexibility scenario. Here is the second question. You receive a strong offer 600 miles away, but you are mid-lease with penalties. Which strategy best minimizes friction and cost during the search phase? The options are: sign a 12-month lease near home anyway, choose month-to-month at a premium, move home temporarily until you secure the offer, or buy furniture now to feel settled. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to move home temporarily until you secure the offer. This choice reduces burn while maximizing mobility, enabling you to accept the best opportunity quickly without lease penalties. Now let's ensure the savings you generate are actually secured in an emergency fund. Your emergency fund is the engine of flexibility. Aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved in a liquid, high-yield, insured account. Automate transfers on payday to ensure consistent progress. Do not invest this buffer in volatile assets. It is for stability, not growth. If you draw from it, refill systematically. Use a simple tracking dashboard so you know your exact months of coverage at any time. With the plan clear, let's include a brief disclaimer. This content is educational and does not constitute financial advice. Everyone's situation is different, including family dynamics, regional costs, and job market conditions. Before making decisions, consult a qualified professional or advisor who understands your specific goals and constraints. With that noted, let's crystallize today's key points. Here are the key takeaways. First, lower burn creates a longer runway, which yields better choices. Second, flexibility beats a fixed location early in your career. Third, treat job hunting like a 40-hour job to accelerate outcomes. Fourth, use a home base strategically rather than permanently. Finally, true independence is moving out on your terms, backed by savings and stable income. To conclude, let's summarize the journey. In summary, quantify your living costs and cut burn proactively. Prioritize role fit and growth, letting location follow once you secure the right offer. Make a weekly plan, execute, and measure. Build and protect your emergency fund so you can accept the best opportunity when it arrives. Move out when the numbers and the offer align, not out of urgency. Before we go, I have a quick favor to ask. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with a friend who needs a runway boost, and subscribe for more practical career finance content. I would love to hear your story or your strategy in the comments. What trade-offs are you making to build your runway, and what's your next step this week?